So guys, in October, I received 8 different payments, many of which came from some of the highest yielding stocks in my portfolio, like Main Street Capital Corporation, VICI Properties, and Blue Owl Capital Corporation. And in this video, we're going to go through each of those payments and add them all up to reveal my dividend income for the month. We'll also look at my total income received so far in 2025. But before we get to those, I want to hear from you. Leave me a comment below and let me know what were some of your highest dividend payments this month and which stocks did they come from. I'd be curious to hear if we have any of the same ones. Now guys, the first payment I received in October actually came over in the Roth IRA. This one came from VOO, which is the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF. And this month, VOO paid me $24.83. Not a bad way to kick off the month. And if we take a look at my VOO position over here using my dividend portfolio tracking spreadsheet, which you can start using for free, there is a link to download this spreadsheet in the description of the video. I hope you check it out. But here we can see I have almost 15 shares of VOO at an average cost per share of $468.85. Not too shabby considering the current share price is about $160 above that. So that's going to leave me up about 33% just looking at the share price and a little bit more on a total return basis. I am getting some dividends from this position. It looks like I'm getting maybe looks like just over $100 every single year actually. And while we're over here looking at the Roth IRA, I actually want to show you guys a little milestone we hit recently. I'm now bringing in $600 per year in this one account, which breaks down to $50 every single month. And obviously we still have quite a long time until we're able to use the dividends in this portfolio, but still I thought that was a cool little milestone and I wanted to share that with you guys. And that all just came from dollar cost averaging into this portfolio, into those 2 ETFs actually, SCHD and BOO, every single week for the last few years. It literally can be that easy, which is the great thing about this style of investing in my opinion. But anyway, before I go on too much of a tangent here, let's jump over to the second dividend payment, which came over in the taxable account. This one was from KRC, Kilroy Realty Corporation. And this month, KRC paid me $41.58, which is going to bring our total so far for the month with these 2 payments to $66.41. And if we look at KRC's share price performance, it had kind of a tough month, guys. The stock was down 5.6%. And if we look at the year-to-date performance, it's actually going to leave them up still just a little bit, up 5.25%. So they are in the green this year. With that, if we look at my KRC position, I am still seeing just a little bit of a gain. I have 77 shares at an average cost of $37.47. So just looking at the share price, I'm still up about 9%, almost 10% on this position, which is nice. And those dividends really give me a nice boost. On a total return basis, I'm up 25.25%, which is no surprise that the dividends are really going to help out because this is a pretty high yielding stock with a starting yield of 5.3% at its current price. But then with that, jumping over to dividend payment number 3, this one came from one of the other real estate investment trusts in my portfolio. This stock definitely hits home for me, guys. This is VICI Properties, and this month VICI paid me $65.25, a great payment, and that's going to bring our total so far just with these 3 payments to $131.66. And guys, one thing that I never get tired of, and it actually just gets more exciting over time, is the fact that these dividend payments, this money is coming in just completely hands off. This $131 so far, I didn't have to lift a finger for it. Just automatically showed up in my account, which is why I love this style of investing so much. And it's why I will be a diehard dividend investor for the rest of my life. And that's also why I think this is something that really anyone can do. With that said though, as much as I do love dividend investing, it's not the only way to create this hands-off income. One of the easiest ways to start building another stream of income is actually online, and that's where the sponsor of today's video, Hosting or Horizons, comes in, and I want to tell you a little bit more about them. One of the biggest shortcuts to reaching financial freedom is having more than one income stream. The more that you have, the sooner you can get there. And with Hosting or Horizons, creating an entirely new stream of income online has never been easier, even if you're not very tech savvy and have never built a website before. Hosting or Horizons is an AI-powered, no-code platform that lets you launch a website just by chatting with AI. All you have to do is tell it your idea, which you can do in over 80 different languages, and within minutes, it builds out a fully functional website that's mobile-friendly and optimized for SEO. Now, as an example, we'll go through a little demonstration. Let's say you wanted to whip up a dividend portfolio tracker. Using Hosting or Horizons, you would just need to type in a prompt like this one right here, and then once you have your prompt ready to go, all you need to do do is click that and it'll start thinking up a website for you. Here we can see it getting to work. It's going to take a second to think, but all in all, it shouldn't take more than a minute or so. Awesome. So this is what it came up with. Very clean looking layout. Let's add a stock to see how it works. Maybe we'll put in some Snap-on right here. Maybe we've got 5 shares. We'll say our average cost is about $2.20 per share. I think the current share price is $3.22 as I'm recording this. They pay out $8.56 in dividends, and they are in the industrials sector. Awesome. So once we add that, we can see that the spreadsheet here starts to fill out, and it's looking pretty good. Now, obviously from here, you can continue to make changes and continue tweaking and fine-tuning things until it is to your liking. But then once you're ready to go, all you need to do is go up here to the top right and click publish, just one click, and it'll make the site live. And the cool thing about doing all this through Hostinger is they will take care of all of the back-end stuff for you. So they'll host the website, you can add your own custom domain, and you can set up your own custom email all right here within the platform. Plus, with integrations like Stripe, PayPal, or even Google AdSense, you can start charging subscriptions, accepting payments, or monetizing with ads right out of the gate. If you've been sitting on an idea, guys, now is the time to launch it. Just head over to hostinger.com/Ryne or click the link in the description of the video and in the pinned comment and use the code Ryne at checkout to get an extra 10% off your subscription. Remember, every new income stream gets you one step closer to reaching financial freedom, and this one is incredibly easy to set up. So click the link in the description of the video or in the pinned comment and use Hostinger Horizons to bring your idea to life today. But anyway, getting back to VICI Properties, guys, looking at the share price performance, it's seen a little bit of a pullback in the last month. It's down almost 4%, still sitting at $31.20 or so. I would love to buy more of the stock a little bit closer to $30 per share, and I would not mind if we do see more of a pullback from VICI Properties. But looking at the year-to-date performance, it is still up quite a bit. It's up 11%. So, it may still have some room to come down. Like I said, I'd love to see it, get back to around this price in here. And taking a quick look at my VICI position, I have 145 shares at an average cost that is really sweet, $28.50. So we are seeing a bit of a gain right now. I'm up 9.4%, actually pretty similar to the gain that I'm seeing with KRC. But then with VICI on a total return basis, including dividends, I'm up 16.25%, which is great considering I really haven't held this position for very long. But now jumping over to dividend payment number 4, this one was a whopper and came from the highest yielding stock in my portfolio. This is Blue Owl Capital Corporation, who paid me $70.82 this month. A really, really nice payment. And just with these 4 payments so far, that's going to officially put us across the $200 mark for the month. Right now, we're sitting at $202.48. And Blue Owl is really having a tough year, guys. In the last month, it's nothing too crazy. It's only down 1.8%. But if we look at the year-to-date performance, the stock is down almost 10%, a pretty decent drop. And with that drop, it's officially going to leave me in the red on Blue Owl. I have 200.4 shares at an average cost of $13.72. And recently, I did pick up a few more shares. I think in this last month, maybe this last month and a half, I did add about 10 or 20 shares to my position. But I don't want to be buying too much Blue Owl because it already makes up 9.4% of my portfolio's total income. So it is already getting to kind of the top end of where I'd like to see that. It's getting a little bit too weighty for my liking, so I don't know how much more I will be buying. And as far as the returns go, I am down 5% looking at the share price, really nothing too crazy, but those dividends bring me back in the green by a long shot. On a total return basis, I'm up 22.1%. Now moving on, jumping over to dividend payment number 5, we're back with another REIT, guys. This is WP Carey, who paid me another really great payment, $65.62 for the month, which is going to bring our total so far to $268.10. It's really starting to get up there. And actually, WP Carey is on fire this year. It has seen a little bit of a pullback in the last month where it's down about 2%. But look at this, guys. Year to date, this stock is up about 28%. And I could be wrong, but I think as of right now, WP Carey is my top performer so far in 2025. And looking at my WP Carey position, I have 72 shares at an average cost of $65 flat. So with the current share price, just like $1.80 above my cost basis, I'm up a little bit. Just looking at the share price, I'm up about 2.8%, and on a total return basis, I'm up 13.8%. And this is one of those that I probably should have bought the dip on a bit more, but such is life, and at least we are still getting those consistent dividend payments, which really is the name of the game. Anyway, guys, moving on, this is going to bring us to payment number 6, which actually came from the 4th real estate investment trust, I should say fourth and final real estate investment trust in my portfolio. This is none other than Realty Income, who pay me $29.32. Really nice, and that's going to leave us just a few dollars shy of $300 for the month at $297.42. And like WP Carey, Realty Income has also been on fire this year. Right now, the current share price is sitting just below $60 per share. And if we look at the year-to-date performance, it is up 17.6%. Not as much as WP Carey, but still pretty nice performance from Realty Income. And then as far as my position goes, I have almost 109 shares at an average cost of about $53.50 per share. So the current share price is, what was that, $5.50 above that, which is going to leave me up 12%. Just looking at the share price, and on a total return basis, I'm up almost 28% with Realty Income. Not too shabby. Anyway, next up, dividend payment number 7 came from the other monthly paying stock in my portfolio. We have Realty Income, and we also have Main Street Capital Corporation, who paid me $14.35 this month, which is going to push us across the $300 mark. Now we are sitting at $311.77. And Main Street got absolutely decimated this past month. We can see here it was down 10% just in the last 30 days, going from a peak of about $63, $64 per share to where it's at now, about $57.50. But if we look at the year-to-date performance, it is still up just a hair. It's up 0.4%, and actually zooming out once more, it's still looking really good. I mean, it's still up 16%, from this time last October. And my Main Street position is looking real good. I have 56.25 shares at an average cost of $40.66. So right now, guys, we're still up a whopping 41.3% with Main Street, just talking about the share price returns, and on a total return basis, I'm up 72%, which always surprises me with a stock like Main Street Capital Corporation, because admittedly, you're not necessarily buying this one for the share price appreciation. You're really buying it for that steady monthly dividend income, and it just so happens that it's now been able to offer both. I'm seeing a really solid share price return, number one, but also a really solid total return, and I'm definitely not complaining. I'm just saying it is kind of surprising to see, but I'll take it. Now, guys, before we take a look at this 8th and final payment, I do just want to add a disclaimer. I actually have not received this payment yet. It is October 26th. As I'm recording this video, I should be getting this dividend payment on the 31st, so just a couple days or a few days after this video goes live. But still, we will be getting this payment in October, and it's actually coming from the newest addition to my portfolio. This last payment's going to be coming from Watsco, who's going to pay me $21, which is great. I bought 7 shares, I believe, before the ex-dividend date, so I am happy to be getting a little dividend this month from this new position. And if we take a look at my Watsco position, actually, at this point, I now have 15 shares. I wish that I had all of these before the ex-dividend date, but we'll catch up next quarter. It's no big deal, and my average cost is $373.75, so I am seeing a little bit of a loss on this new position. I am down about 3.1%, which is actually completely fine by me, because I do plan on adding more to my Watsco position for the time being, so I welcome the opportunity to be able to lower my average cost per share. Anyway, guys, with that $21 that will be coming in from Watsco, that's going to bring my total dividend income for the month of October to $332.77. And this is actually the first time where I've had consecutive back-to-back months over $300, which is fantastic. Continuing to just reach new heights with this dividend income. And this month's income actually represents about a 20% gain compared to this time last year. In October 2024, I brought in $277.20, so a pretty big jump year over year. And with the $332 from this month, that is going to bring my total dividend income so far in 2025 to $2,847.43, which has officially surpassed my total for 2024. That's really cool to see. And comparing this year's income so far to the year-to-date total income from 2024, for the first 10 months of last year, I brought in $2,302.93, which represents a year-over-year gain of 23.64%, another really big year-over-year jump. But then recapping all of this month's payments, we do see some really big year-over-year jumps. I mean, starting here with VOO right there at the top, the year-over-year difference in the payment was 52%, which is actually not all too surprising, because like I said earlier, I am dollar cost averaging into this position every single week, rain or shine. So I think when you do something like that, these big year-over-year jumps are bound to happen. But then along with that, I also saw some really big jumps from other stocks like VICI Properties, which saw about a 44% year-over-year increase. Blue Owl Capital Corporation saw a really big jump, about 64.4%. And WP Carey, for sure, this payment pretty much doubled year-over-year, up almost 97%. But anyway, guys, that's what went down in October, and now I want to switch gears and show you which companies are going to be paying me in this upcoming month here here in November. And to do this, guys, we are going to be using the dividend calendar tool over here on Snowball Analytics, which outside of my free dividend portfolio tracking spreadsheet, Snowball Analytics is hands down my favorite portfolio tracker. And if you're looking for something with more bells and whistles and more features and functionality than your standard spreadsheet, then I highly recommend you check this out. I think you guys would really love using this platform specifically for features like this dividend calendar tool. And the great thing about Snowball is that you can actually try it out for free. There is a link to this in the description of the video. You should definitely give it a shot. Now, breaking down all the payments for November, it looks like we'll be kicking things off with a nice payment from Lowe's, almost $20 there. With that, we'll be getting a really nice payment from Enterprise Products Partners, a whopping $75.66. And it actually looks like November 14th right here is going to be a crazy day of dividends. So we've got that EPD payment. We have this one from Realty Income. We have a nice payment from AbbVie, about $16.50. And we've got our monthly Main Street payment for another $14.35. So once again, this is going to be a really solid day of dividends. And then just a few days later, we'll have a great Procter & Gamble payment coming in just over $50 for this one payment. Then we'll be closing out the month on November 21st with a payment from Williams-Sonoma for $23.76, which when we add all of these together, that's going to bring my total dividend income for November to $229.31. And while this is still a great month of income, I'm very happy with that. I will say the second month of every single quarter. So in this quarter, it's like October, November, and December, but the second month of every quarter is typically going to be my lowest by a long shot. And we can see this right here. October's over $300, November is going to be that lower month, and then we're really going to bounce back in December. And that happens every single quarter. So November, February, May, August, these are all going to be lower months for me, but it's all good. November is still shaping up to be another very solid month of dividend income. And with that, if you want to take a deeper look inside my dividend portfolio, then check out this next video right over here. In this one, I'm breaking down my top 5 largest dividend stock positions. I'm going to tell you exactly which ones I own, why I own them, and how much dividend income they're paying me every single year. So click right over here to check all of that out, and I'll see you in the next one.